911, hello? I need help. Where you at? There's a guy breaking in my front door.
Charlotte police believe Jonathan Farrell came to this house looking for help after surviving a car crash just down the street.
Oh my God, please. Oh my God, I can't believe I opened the door. What the is wrong with me?
When officers arrived, they say Farrell ran toward them.
You saw that dash cam video.
I did.
Describe for us what you saw.
He's walking barefoot with a tight shirt on and tight pants, not any weapons on him, not concealing anything, walking towards the police. He sees the police, he kind of chippers up and kind of goes on his toes and becomes excited. Walks towards the police see him, and immediately you see two red lasers in the dead center in his chest. And at that point, Jonathan raises his arms, begins to walk, and I think he's trying to say stop, stop, or wait. And then he walks off the dash cam and you hear shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. 1, 2. 12 shots, 10 strike him, killing him.
Because of that, this man, Officer Randall Carrick, is charged with killing a young man who, by many accounts, was just trying to get help after a car accident. Carrick faces voluntary manslaughter, but as outrage grows, we are hearing cries for murder charges. That is what the public now wants when they hear the details of this case. I want to bring in my legal dream team back, criminal defense attorneys Tanya Miller, Kirby Clemens. Tanya, I'll start with you on this. Voluntary manslaughter means the person used excessive force, and it's hard to argue that, because 12 shots fired, 10 hitting this young man, by the way, in his 20s, engaged to be married, and wasn't armed. But I was surprised at how fast he was charged in this.
Yeah, I was surprised too, because normally when police officers are investigating their own, they like to be very careful, because when an officer is discharging his duty, you know, you give them some due deference to him, and you have to kind of dig into the facts to see whether or not that force used was excessive. As far as manslaughter versus murder, here's a problem with manslaughter right now. We obviously don't know everything yet because the case is still being investigated. But what did he do to provoke the force? I mean, and at what point did you give him a command that he did not follow? At what point did he do something aggressive? You know, so firing 10 shots at someone sure looks like intent to kill.
We've seen cases where an armed man has been standing there and the cops don't use that excessive. They don't even fire.
Right.
Kirby, we were talking during the commercial break. Tell me about what you heard in terms of the dash cam video and the young man who was shot. Were you saying he smiled beforehand? Is that what you could see?
Yes, his brother said that when he looked at the video, he saw his brother, when the police came and the dash cam was filming him, that he saw his brother smile, and that it was a very big smile, and the kind of smile he'd only seen one other time was when his brother had come to surprise him at college. So he said he seemed very happy to see the police, and then moments later, you hear the shots being fired. You see the laser sights on his chest, and the shots are fired, and there's no indication that the police gave him any command.
So his brother's thinking, okay, he tried to bang on this woman's door. She didn't help him out. He's in a serious car accident, sees the cops, is relieved, may have been in some sort of shock. I'm sure there's a lot more in this investigation, Tanya. Do you also look into the priors of this police officer, if he's been into any trouble?
Absolutely, and that, I think, might be the thing that will move this case from being a manslaughter charge into a murder charge. If this officer has a history of using excessive force, if this officer went so far beyond what he is trained to do in this situation, those are the kinds of things that the prosecutor is going to be looking at.
And Officer Carrick Kirby has not made a public statement, but in a police report he says that the victim assaulted him by unknown means. What does that mean, and is that a defense?
No, that's not a defense. I will tell you, when I was a prosecutor and as a defense lawyer, a lot of times they use phrases like that when they really can't fill in what the real provocation was, because there was none.
All right, Kirby, Tanya, thanks so much. It's a tough case. We, of course, are going to be following this and see what happens on both sides and what the police statement is. Coming up, modern families, modern